John Deere. It's got a shower back here. There's a shower and a shit. All right, folks, Rivian has released their full autonomy platform, so I'm going to drive from Phoenix, Arizona, all the way up to Las Vegas. We're going to go to CES. I figured I'd put my tech legs on here from Hypershell. Me and Everyday Chris are going to have a competition up there. We're going to see what type of efficiency we can get out of the R1S on a road trip. Again, this is a Tri-Max. And we're going to see how many disengagements we get with Rivian's new autonomy platform, which I got the .46 update, so we are good to go. So I'm really excited to try this out, see where they are in comparison to Tesla, and this is just going to be a beautiful video. So we are about 3 miles into our trip. That red Explorer up there, I would like to apologize. They are from California. I did a lane change and the Rivian went partially into their lane and almost sideswiped them. So everything's good so far. No interventions, just an almost, almost death. The cool thing about Rivian's autonomy platform that's a little different than Tesla's is it lets you interact with it right now. But I have to put the turn signal on and then it'll let me steer in as long as I signal, okay. And then it reconnects. So that's kind of cool. It lets you work with it. And that's what I saw when I did the demo day with them. So it's cool to see that in practice. But again, it's a little shaky on things just changing lane. It overshot the lane and we upset California. Yeah, but we're on our way to CES. No accidents, few miles in. Okay, so we're 50 miles in right now. There we go. We're back. I had to disengage as we exited the highway. So far, my biggest complaints with it, I've had 2 lane changes where they both, I think, could have ended up being accidents. It just lane changed, and instead of stopping in the lane once we were in it, it just kept going toward the car. So that's pretty concerning. And then I had to disengage going off the highway. I thought for some reason it was going to follow navigation commands, but it doesn't. So you still have to fully control what type of, when you're taking exits, when you're changing lanes, all of that stuff. But overall, it is access to like this road that we're on right now, the speed limit's 55. They expanded from 100,000 miles of road to 3.5 million miles of road in the United States that you have the hands-free driving. So it is a massive improvement. It still has a long way to go. What I have an issue with is them, and they're going to be, at the end of March, they're going to charge you about $3,000 for this software, it looks like. They said it's going to be the equivalent of a paint color. So a paint color, an expensive paint color from Rivian's $3,000. So curious to see what they actually do. I wouldn't be paying $3,000 for this. I don't know. I guess there are going to be more capabilities, but also the Gen 2s are limited because it doesn't have LiDAR, and LiDAR is part of the long-term vision for Rivian's autonomy platform. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I'm not going to pretend to know the answer. Is it vision? Is it a mix of all of them? It's tough to say. I think that Rivian is probably going with the safest approach by just having, there it says traffic light ahead, take appropriate action. It went away. I think Rivian's probably taking the safest approach by having LiDAR, having all the cameras, and having ultrasonic sensors. That way they have a fully redundant system, whereas Tesla's fully committed to vision, and they're doing a great job with that. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I'll just let them figure it out, and I'll just test the results, and the Gjeebs organization will continue to go on. Another interesting thing I've found here, this guy's angry, he passed me on the right, that was actually a lady. It won't change lanes here. It has this marked as a red line. It's clearly just a dotted line on the road. So another issue we're finding with the autonomy platform, just some weird things that it does. But if you go on Twitter, the Rivian stands say it's the greatest thing to ever hit the road, and they didn't. Like, the fact that RJ came out and said he didn't touch the wheel for 2 hours driving around San Francisco, I don't buy that for a second, unless he's on some form, some prototype software, which he probably was. Like, even in my Tesla, I touched the wheel. I don't know, there's always something that happens. So yeah, just another weird thing. Won't cross the dotted line. We are coming up on a roundabout here. Yeah, sharp curve ahead, take control of the vehicle.
US 93 North.
So I'm just gonna kinda,
US 93 North / Kingman.
I'm gonna hang on. Yeah, so it's saying fully take over. So it made me take over there on a roundabout. I think at this point, it's a huge improvement. It has really good segments, and then it has segments where you're like, I would just rather drive this myself. It's more stressful to have that on than just doing the driving yourself. But again, it's available on so many more roads that it's a massive improvement. Having a really good segment in here, and one of the things I'm realizing is the car has attention monitoring. If you cough one more time, I'm going to kill you. Gjeebs after dark. All right, well, I said it, okay? As long as I'm paying attention, or like I'm talking to Andrew here, for threatening him off camera, and as long as I'm like paying attention to the road, it's not bothering me to touch the wheel. So it's doing a really nice job of that on this segment that we're on. And in this section that we're on is great. We got Gear Guard Gary. Gear Guard Gary, what a guy. He's winking at me. He's sticking his tongue out. Gear Guard Gary, what a loser. So yeah, everything is running smoothly on this segment here. We're in conserve. We're running fairly efficiently. We're at let's see what the trip is. Trip's at 2.11 miles per kilowatt hours. That's okay. Again, these off-road tires on a road trip are a joke. I should have put on the R1T tires for this trip, but you know. Yeah, it's a little worrisome there in the white van. There was an accident on the road. I think that's 95. Not sure. 93. And, but we have off-road tires, and, we found this unmarked road, Burrow Creek Road, which goes down to the wash and back up. So I figure, let's stay adventurous forever. And, we'll go down here. This is what I love about this vehicle, is it has a good range to it, and then it has absurd off-road capability. And we're going down into a canyon and avoiding all of that. There's an RV. So hopefully this pays off and we can cut through all the traffic. I'm thinking it's going to. Maybe we can use some of the off-road capabilities. I think we're going to be good.
Continue on Burrow Creek Campground Road for 1 mile.
I gotta say, this feels so good to be using it like this. This road, I don't know if it's clearly not maintained. And if it is, then my tax dollars need to be allocated properly. But I don't know if I took... oh yeah, so it's pops up in the nav here. By the way, this upgrade where you can see the nav is beautiful. All right, so there's the bridge up ahead where there's an accident. So we need to get... dude, we're so adventurous right now. It's crazy. Like in my Tesla, I would have never done this, but I knew this has the capability to do it, so I did it. All right, charge stop number 1 and the only one, but we need an adapter. Check this out. Rivian's network is so advanced that even on their own proprietary chargers, you need an adapter. How advanced? So we're going to plug this in, put that into my NACS port, and now we're allowed to charge here. I can't wait to see what this costs. These are really nice chargers, though. Nice screen here. And the sun sets that way-ish, so maybe it won't get burnt out. Starting. Come on, fire up. There was no preconditioning. Did you see any preconditioning? No. It's actually chilly out here, too. This may take a moment. There we go. Green light. Price and info. Here we go. Oh. Oh, big discount for Rivian vehicles. How about that? Ramping right on up. And so you got your wireless tap to pay. That's really clean. And then these two buttons here. It is, I mean, it's a really nice charger. And I think we only have to charge here for like 10 minutes. And then we're going to the buffet at Mandalay Bay tonight. Hopefully the Steelers win. Wow, that ramped up quick. $1.99. Yeah, it says resume trip in 12 minutes. Cool. So we'll go into Domino's, take a Wiz Khalifa, and hit the road. All right, folks, they let us into CES, but these old legs here, this is not a technological leg, so we got to put some tech on our legs. That way we can get around at CES. There we go, baby. Now I'm alive. All right, now we can walk through CES with our Hypershell. We're all set up. Hypershell actually has a stand here, and when they see me show up in this, they're going to freak. So we're going to go see them. But this is the West Hall here. This is where all the automotive stuff is, so we're going to go just meander, see what we see today. It's also kind of funny coming to these events because people were all like, oh, you know, who are you with? You know, you're the Car and Driver, Edmunds, CNBC, and they're like, who are you with? I'm like, I just have a YouTube channel, I'm president and CEO of the Gjeebs organization. And I gotta be honest, I love it. Because they all have bosses they have to report to. I just report to me. And my shareholders, of course. See all these people here. I'm using my legs 40% less than they are. Because I have a Hypershell on. If I wanted to, I could... The ceiling's probably 60 feet. I could probably jump up and grab a rafter with these on. Hey, also, as society, isn't it interesting that there's like women just stand out there and that's supposed to like pull me in? I don't know. All right, so Nate here. I've been getting a lot of looks. Nate was the first one with the guts to say something. I'm intrigued. So I'm going to let Nate try out the Hypershell here. Your back hurts, right?
Yeah, my back's already hurting 25 minutes in.
Let's see if we can fix that. I guess I better turn it off.
Oh, it's powered.
Yeah. I think you'll be... I won't say anything. I'll just let you give an honest... All right. Yeah, you will run faster. All right, so this like expands for your waist, so kind of like...
You're saying I got a bigger waist than
I'm not saying, I'm just saying just in case you do. All right, how's that feel?
Good.
Good? All right, so I'm going to tighten this. These should go about like 3 fingers above your kneecaps, so that should be about good. So I think you're in. You're good. So do a double click. All right, now start walking around. You feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, this is where you block. I'm here.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think like you could do like a big hike with it and it would reduce it. And I have like a backup battery. All right, so now you're full power hyper mode. Isn't that crazy?
I'm a robot now.
It's a legitimate thing. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you were hiking up a mountain,
Right.
that's...
And even like these are a little loose, so.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I've never experienced
Right.
that
And then
before.
and then like when you're wearing it, you're like, okay, whatever. When you take it off, you're like, I'm actually, yeah. So it's
like,
yeah.
yeah, hyper mode, this is a little...
Right. I think depending on what mode you have it in, about a mile of battery time.
Okay.
So I have a backup battery in here.
Yeah.
But if you're using it less, it'll go longer. It just depends whatever you're putting in. So yeah, so I'm going to go find their booth and see them. But yeah. So a lot of people will say like, oh, that's a gimmick. That's whatever. But maybe the product just isn't for you, right? There's some cars in this world, people say that's the worst car ever, but to someone, it's the best car ever. A lot of people will say that. But I don't know, it is a really cool product. It's just, if that's what your interest is in, then it may be useful to you. You would think I'm walking around with my titties out right now. That's the looks I'm getting from having this on. Maybe I should pull them out. John Deere, an American company, one of the greatest American companies on the planet. John Deere, made in America, by Americans. We do farming all over this great country. Let's go take a look at John Deere. He voted for me. Dude, the John Deere hats are a 10 out of 10. Holy hell. So this is Waymo's Oh Hi. Oh Hi. Oh. So this is going to be their new autonomous vehicle. They worked with Zeekr to get this built from the ground up to make it as ergonomic as possible. They also, in comparison to the Jaguar I-Paces that you've seen driving around, they've been able to reduce the cameras in half. So they have 13 cameras on this, but still have the same, if not better, visibility. So both of these doors will pop out and open up like this. They designed that for us Americans we just keep getting bigger and we can't help ourselves. We love fast food, we love McDonald's, and we hate working out. So they've got these big, wide American doors to put us in. These are for airport runs. You can fit the car seats in here for kids. So this is going to be on the road, hopefully, in 2026. And I might be able to see these a little earlier in Phoenix because that's where it's one of the testing hubs. So little update from Waymo. Oh, hi. Oh, bye. Let's go. Caterpillar. They're little tiny bugs they grow into beautiful butterflies. I like caterpillars. All right, folks, I'm here with Ethan of Bluedetti. So recently I showed one of their battery banks on my channel, similar to this right here, which is excellent. In fact, I was able to power like my kid's bounce house off of this. So if you're doing camping or something like that, this is great portable storage because it's actually about 2 kilowatt hour storage in a 1 kilowatt hour form factor.
Yes, exactly.
And so they have the full setup here with solar and everything. So Ethan is going to walk us through all of the features of this.
All right, we have the new charger 2 here. As the name suggests, it's the 1200 watts car and solar dual energy hub. We call it energy hub because it will take power from the vehicle battery and solar. And it will charge the power station with the battery itself. It will provide DC power and it will charge the auxiliary power. We have a battery indicator connected here. So, and we have the 12-volt battery connect on the back stage to simulate vehicle battery. So, as you can see from the screen on the phone right there, it is actually charging the power station right now.
Yeah. See the power.
As you can see, but in fact, it is not connected to the actual vehicle, so the power is little bit
right.
less.
It's a demo.
Yes,
yeah.
more like a demo, right? But anyway, we still have a fully fully functional setup here. A little bit spec, 1200 watt of charging power and 800 watt from the alternator, which is the starter battery. There was 600 watt max from the solar panel, and the solar input will take priority. Okay. Let's say we're having 500 watt of solar coming in.
Okay.
And the rest of the 700 watt will take from the vehicle battery itself. Or if the vehicle is not getting enough power, not getting enough juice, it will take power from the auxiliary power battery. That's why the battery indicator is 4. So because of it, the solar will take priority when the battery is fully charged, right?
Yeah.
But there's still power coming in, so the extra power will store in the battery itself, the battery indicator battery itself.
Okay.
And then when you need it, the battery store it will kick in and charge the battery when you need it.
Okay.
And of course it will power the DC hub as well.
Cool. And how many solar panels can you hook up to this setup? Is it one or can you do more? 600 watts. As long as you connect to less than 600 watt and with the safety wheels open voltage circuit. Okay. And it will be fine. Cool. And how long would it take that panel to charge up like this, for example?
Oh, this one.
Take a while, right?
It will take a while.
Yeah.
That's why we have the auxiliary battery and the starter battery connected, right? Yeah. But you can still do it. I'm guessing it will take, let me have a guess, 600 watt, 600 watts, 1 hour, 5 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
Theoretically.
Right. If it's perfect sunny day.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and also, to those of you at home, I have one of these, but I don't have a use for it. So just leave the comment Bluedetti in the comments. I'll pick one of you, and I will ship that out to you as a gift. And this is really cool. Thank you for taking the time to show us this setup. I love this battery. I actually use it a lot. I have an electric leaf blower.
Yes, exactly.
So I take this out in the backyard, sit it down. It's great.
You don't need a power extension cord anymore, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So awesome. Ethan, thank you. Appreciate it. Guys, check out Bluedetti. I'll have them linked in the description. All right, so my wife and I have been going through it lately. And this is my new wife. Hello, how are you doing? You're doing good? Okay. Her and I get along because she never talks back. And I think that's really beautiful. Look, see how she's moving different? The second I come into the scene, she gets nervous. You talking to me? Daddy. Got some DC chargers here. An ACS. CCS1, nice. Yeah, no, I don't think they're going to take our jobs. No, they're not going to take our jobs. We'll be fine. Everything's fine, guys. We're fine. Fully autonomous store here. Our homie Galbot's bringing in Sour Patch Kids, all health food here on the stand, and bringing it over to you. You know, part of me though, part of me thinks like, what if this, what if you just put billions of dollars or millions of dollars in this, just doesn't work, doesn't come to market? We don't know. We'll find out. All right, so this is really cool. This is a company called SPOG, Solar Power Off Grid. Let's go in. This is Andrew's new editing studio. Sit. Look at that chair. Extra large too. Oh my goodness. Look at this. They got the drone set up in here. Editing studio. We got a window to let oxygen in. Storage. Look at these storage containers have a bunch of DJI drones. And they drove these. They road tripped these from New York. This only weighs 2,000 pounds. So he towed it in his Tesla and drove it all the way here. And they have a one that comes pre-built with an NEMA 1450 in it, so you can charge your car off of this. There's a solar panel canopy that has cells on the top and bottom. The bottom catches some reflections up from the ground just to get the maximum efficiency of the surface area. So really cool. I'm 5'12", so this is probably 5'10". I don't know how high, 5'9" ceiling, but still you could get around in here. You could do this. Really cool setup. Let's go check out the other one. All right, so now here's the bigger version of it. This is the 10-footer. Higher ceilings, so we're good. Oh, we got bunk beds. Dude. Got the hyper shell on. I can't really lay in there. Got a shower back here. There's a shower and a shit. Look, when you're blowing out, your feet can actually just go right in the shower. Where's the shower head? Or is this a urinal? Oh, look at this. There's this. You can put this up, so if you have a massive blowout, you can keep the stank in there. But really cool that it's a bunk bed. What's this? All right, I'm gonna break something. 5 kilowatt battery on board here. Storage up above. Lighting. It's really cool. There's all this tech everywhere. Robots are taking our jobs. If the robot's making the chicken bowl, why is it $20? And also, I want the chicken bowl, but I know that corn is going to cause a problem. And the hot dog is $12. And the Tex-Mex salad, though, that might not cause any issues. We'll see. But either beef or chicken bowl. We'll pay for it later. There will be a blowout, but it's all we got. So check this out. This guy just went down the staircase here. Stephen Hawking has no idea what he missed. That was really cool. And look at the front. Look at the wheels on those. The front wheels. Here's one really cool design. XSTO. Looks like he's going to go back up maybe. No? Oh, is this a Golf? We got Golf here. Oh, we got Golf. All right, so we are here at the Denvix booth at CES. Couple new products that I'm going to show you guys, and the one that I'm going to show you at the end here combines all of them. It's really cool. So a few years ago, I showed you the DWC01 air compressor. They've improved that now with the Motor X, it's called, or DWC02. So as you can see on the sign right here, it has 65 watt fast charging and recharging. Tire inflation, 55 liters per minute. I'll be testing that later this year. And it has 15,000 milliamp power capacity, as well as the touch panel here. So you be able to adjust your PSI. It's very responsive. And you can also switch modes from car to moped or whatever you're doing. Shows your battery charge. And when you hit this light button, we've got a light on the back. So really cool here for something to have in your car if you're stuck on the side of the road. So that is a really useful product, nice small form factor. But the next thing is the Thunder X. So the Thunder X is a jump starter. You're able to jump your cars up to 30 times and trucks up to 15 times with this. Not only can you do that, you're able to have 100 watt max output charging. So that is really cool. And everything here at CES now is AI this, AI that. So they have their own version of AI. Let's look at this charging bank. So this is the Power X from Denvix. It's really cool. And actually, you can see over there on the sign, Jimmy Butler is a brand ambassador. He's coming to CES for this event. And Denvix has a special edition. They're doing 1 of 500 with Jimmy Butler. So there'll be some green cables that come with it, and there's limited to 500, and they're all numbered. So it has a nice screen here that you're able to go through all of the settings, but you're able to plug in 3 separate devices to this, and because it has an AI temperature control system, it's never going to stop charging or overheat. The AI will manage the battery management system to not overheat. It may reduce charging, but you're able to charge on this, and you can even do wireless charging here. So we'll load it on. So we got it loaded on here, and then you'll see on the screen the output's increasing, and it's going to show us the charge time based on usage and all of that. So I don't know, I think it's a really cool device that you're able to charge 2 laptops off of this. So out of both of these USB-C ports, you can get 140 watts. You can plug 2 things into this. It has a 250 watt total output. So you can almost run max output out of 2 USB-Cs on this device. You can even run a third, and you can have a wireless charging happening as well. So this is an incredible device, and the battery management system managed by AI and their AI temperature control system, really cool. Now we've showed you a bunch of cool products from Denvix. Look at this over here. Look at this little setup. That's not Dora, that's Denvix. Denvix the Explorer. So now on to the Spark. This thing is a monster, but it actually doesn't weigh that much and has a ton of capability. Earlier I showed you the air compressor has about 55 liters per minute. This has 80 liters per minute of air output. You have 140 watt, 140 watt, 100 watt, as well as a solar input. So if you have a solar panel, you can store the energy on this device. Then you have your 2 USB-A ports here. So a 72,000 milliamp hour battery and 572 watt premium power bank. This also has the advanced safety and heat dissipation, and it has an ultra bright light and smart full color display. It also has a 2,000 amp jump starter for all vehicles. And again, just like the other one that I showed you, you can jump your car up to 30 times or truck up to 15 times. So air compressor, light, jump starter, energy storage. This is truly a remarkable device. And the other thing is the other products out on the market there for this type of capability that don't even have the air compressor built in, you're looking at like, you can be $500 to $700. This, they are looking to launch in February or March at a $300 price point, which is remarkable for this type of capability. You have your little ergonomic handle here. It's really a nicely done device. It's lightweight and does a lot, so you can simplify everything in your car. All right, now you may be wondering yourself, why should you go with Denvix in comparison to all the other companies that offer the same products or similar products? Everything that they send out of their factory is quality controlled. So every one of these units is tested before it leaves the factory. It's not every 10, it's not every 20, it's 100% of them. On top of that, they use the same cells that Tesla does with no lithium polymer tabs. So it greatly reduces like exploding or something like that. So the 2170 full tab battery cells. So Denvix has really stepped it up in terms of quality and value, especially with the Spark, combining all of this into one form factor. So Denvix is definitely something you should look into. Buying a new car, going on your summer road trips, solid company to be buying from. I'll have them linked below. I wasn't going to leave CES without getting a couple golf swings in. We got the Garmin set up here. I guess what is it? This launch monitor? What is this called?
Approach R50. Yep.
The Approach R50. So where does this fall in terms of TrackMan and the quad and all that stuff?
Yeah, so this is a 3-camera system.
Okay.
So high-speed cameras. It's very similar to any other camera system. Very accurate, but it also has built-in. It's a computer. So you don't need a gaming computer to run the software.
Oh, sick.
All we're doing is plug an HDMI port into the projector.
We can take it to a driving range, play it. It's got 4 hours of battery life.
Oh, okay. It is accurate. The face was like a hair open, so I definitely accurate ball flight. Very thick. We're at the US Open. Oh.
The club making contact.
Ooh, look at that. All right, so this will be cool. So am I good to hit now?
Yep.
Okay.
Green bottom.
All right, 181, 22 downhill. Oh God. We can play out of the trees. It's fine. See impact. Face was a little shut. All right.
또 조용해 보이는 퍼포먼스 컴퓨터인 HPC.
All right. I'll take it. All right. So CES is finally complete. We were able to play some golf. I got it out of my system. Now we can go home.
Hiya, Georgie.
All right, so this is my first time plugging in with NACS. So we're in the White Hills charger in Arizona. Again, able to plug directly into this thing. I didn't warm the battery up, but really convenient the way this charger is set up with these bunched. I'm not messing up. If a Tesla owner parks here, they're able to plug in, and I'm not interfering with any of that because they bunch these chargers together so you could use them from either side. So yeah, I plugged it in. It started working within seconds. I would bet these are actually better to use than Rivian's chargers. Rivian's chargers seem to go up and down. Yeah, my battery is cold right now, so we're only able to get, we're charging at 146 kilowatts. It said it was only ready for 50, so it's ramping up. But the NACS port is just really convenient. The Rivian ones, like I said earlier in the video, you have to use an adapter on its native network. So yeah. All right, so this charging session's been weird. About $30 to charge up. 294 miles per hour it's charging at, so that's 106 kilowatts now at 72% state of charge. The thermals on this thing are weird. It takes a long time for the battery to heat up. If it gets too hot, it takes a long time for it to cool down. I haven't really done any charging tests on this, but we're just out using it in the real world, and very easy to plug into the Tesla chargers, but the charging's weird. It's up and down, and I just hope that they release some improvements for that in the future. But we're going to go try a Rivian charger and get off of this one. All right, so this is our first NACS experience via Rivian. Piece of junk. Let's see here. Cables. Oh, look at this. It twists. That's cool. All right. Also, like I have free charging right now because if you use the Rivian referral code, so if you see my code at the bottom of the screen, you get 3 months of free charging and you get between $100 and $500 toward their gear shop. So you can use that toward whatever accessory you're getting, whether that's a home charger, a t-shirt. You can get a t-shirt for your wife's boyfriend, anything like that. Very nice to do. So we're charging up. It's nice to just no adapter. It's just nice. And we're good to go. Look at that ramp up. I really like the screen. So on this trip, we traveled a total of 655.9 miles, giving us a return of 2.07 miles per kilowatt hour, meaning if we were to drive it completely in conserve mode, it would be 291 miles of range, which is 83% of the rated range. However, we didn't only drive it in conserve mode. So if we drove it in all purpose, the max range is 307 miles, and that means we would have achieved 94% of the stated range. So in terms of mileage, this thing really is delivering. If we were to go completely on conserve mode, it would do even better. But really, if we put all season tires on it, we would most likely be able to achieve that almost 400 miles of range. If you want to learn more about the R1S and see my review after 5 months, click this video right here.